The world promises that you will be happy fulfilling your fleshly desires, but I and many others are starting to realize that the devil pushes that lie. The devil owns that fence, and that true fulfillment is only found in Christ. Why follow God from a young age? It's something I've had plenty of people ask me before, and it's something I've heard plenty of people say on social media. Now, to me, the answer is an obvious one, but I need to put myself in their shoes and understand that at one point, I myself thought the same question. In this video, I'm going to be discussing why I choose to follow God and the Catholic Church at my young age of 20, despite people claiming how much the world has to offer. The Catholic lifestyle I live out now is just that. It's a lifestyle. At one point, I didn't understand why faith had so many rules and boundaries. I didn't see the appeal to living a holy or righteous life. I used to think that God was a party pooper in a sense. He just didn't want me to have fun. How naive was I to think that the fleshly desires of this world could ever fulfill me? Going into my junior year of high school, I was introduced into smoking, drinking, and marijuana and partying. I was just putting my time and attention into seeking after people who truly did not care about me. Throughout this entire phase of my life, it felt like something was still missing. I just couldn't figure it out. It felt like I had everything on pen and paper that theoretically should make me happy. I did what the world told me would make me happy. And through deep self-reflection, I realized that I never actually acted on my belief in God, and I didn't do anything in my day-to-day life to actively seek after God. This realization changed everything. I became aware of the world for what it really is, and I began to understand that nothing of this earth will ever fulfill the void in your heart that only God can fill. There's a God-shaped hole in every man's heart. Time and time again, I hear people my age say, I'll give my life to God after college. I just want to have fun now while I have the freedom. Or I'll give my life to God when I settle down and have a family. Same concept of saying that you'll start something tomorrow, knowing in reality you're never going to start it. The harsh truth is that if you aren't serious about starting something as soon as possible, you most likely won't be able to stick to it, let alone live it out as a lifestyle. This summer, I realized that nothing worldly would ever fulfill me. I almost got into a car crash. This near-death experience acted as a wake-up call for me. I was taking life for granted, thinking that I would always wake up with another day. But to wake up each day is a blessing. To breathe my next breath is a blessing. To have my next heartbeat is a blessing. God doesn't owe me anything, yet we take it for granted. But he's very generous because he loves us very much. In response to people's claims of, oh, I'll follow Christ later, there might not be a later. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. So why risk your eternity for some short-term gratification? And I'll always hear people say, oh, but it's not that deep. The reality is that this is the most important decision you will ever make in your life. Something I've noticed while being in college is you will have a lot of peers who also claim to be Christian praise you for also being Christian. But the second you tell them that you're against abortion, or you don't get drunk, or you don't smoke, or that you do anything to actively live out your faith besides just claiming to believe in God, all of a sudden they have a problem with you. Too many people want to say that they believe in God without giving up their sinful ways. They think they can have a little bit of God and a little bit of the world. But the devil owns the fence. We serve a jealous God, and if you aren't all in with the Lord, the devil has his hands on you. That should be your wake-up call. Coming to the Catholic Church has put me in the best position possible to actively live out my faith and hold me accountable. My life has drastically changed for the better in just a few months of attending Mass. Things of this world that used to appeal to me honestly disgust me now. Like I said, I tend to see the world for what it is right now. I have to put myself in others' shoes because I myself used to live that life. I don't want to come off as holier than thou. So why seek after a righteous life? Why follow God? Why follow God at a young age? Because in short, it's the only way to find fulfillment in this life. I've tried everything the world said would make me happy, and it didn't work. Yes, giving up old habits is hard, but hearing "depart from me, I never knew you" is harder. Growing closer to God produces fruits of the Spirit. Without faith, works are dead, and without works, faith is dead. They literally go hand in hand. The Bible even mentions that the prayers of a righteous man are more effective in James 5:16. I seek after a righteous life so I can obey Christ, so I can better serve those around me, so I can prepare myself to be a man of God for my future wife and my future family, so I can be more charitable and contribute to the greater good of society. Coming to the Catholic faith has been the second best decision of my life, the first one obviously being giving my life to Christ. And now living my faith out actively makes me never want to look back to my old lifestyle. So if you yourself are a fellow young person who finds themselves in the same position I used to be in, you want to follow God, but you're afraid that you're missing out or that you're going to be judged. Don't push off what can be done today. Tomorrow is never promised to you. The truth is that it will be hard. You will get hate, but the world hated God first. I mean, they crucified a perfect man. The world promises that you will be happy fulfilling your fleshly desires, but I and many others are starting to realize that the devil pushes that lie. The devil owns that fence, and that true fulfillment is only found in Christ.